Geek Tank Radio on 98.1 The Max.
Welcome, everyone. We are the Geek Patrol, and our microphones don't have a stun setting. I'm Joe Thorderson, here with my friends Brandon Olmstead and Alan Gilbreth, and our buddy Max over there behind the glass. And we are here. This isn't an encore presentation. We plowed through the rotten weather, and we made it into the studio today. So, and as a matter of fact, you guys, I have a question about that I want to run by you later in the show.
Okay.
To do with weather and I don't want to say anything else, but
I always love it when he brings us something that he doesn't want to give us any details on.
Mm-hmm. Well,
especially when we play the game wrong.
Well, I want to it's a tease, but anyway. Well, the thing is, Brandon, I think it's more appropriate to get to. We have we have to pay tribute to a couple of actors that we lost this week.
Right.
Well, actually, one we just lost yesterday, but that I think deserve mention here on Geek Tank Radio. So
absolutely. On Friday, we lost Catherine O'Hara of Home Alone fame, and she's in everything.
Yeah, you can't really just say that she started in Second City. I remember her as a kid.
I go way back to Second City on her.
It's
I remember she was a riot.
Like I want to talk about one of her best shows, but I mean it's.
You got to be careful how you say the word.
Yeah,
it was up a creek.
Right. Yeah,
it was up a creek.
Yeah.
Well, everybody knows the show.
Everybody knows the show.
But isn't she one that if you paid attention, she was like in every single comedy for the last 40 years or something like that. So even if it was a small part, but
I mean, her Christmas commercials with Kevin Hart.
Oh my gosh!
For what was it, Chase Bank?
Yeah, just did those.
Yeah.
Absolutely hilarious. Well, let's face it, she utterly epitomized a stereotype character. She did it absolutely perfectly. She will be enshrined in Christmas movies from now till we're all gone.
Right.
And she is going to be remembered for one word.
Kevin.
She I don't think another living human being could have put more emotion into one word.
It's interesting too, because with that Home Alone, everybody knows that movie, and I've watched special features on that, and they said that one of the later additions to the story was adding John Candy in the movie later.
Yeah.
Like he said, okay, they basically had him for one day of filming, and go ahead, I was
going to say something where you hear this story told perfectly is in the documentary that they just did for John Candy called
That's
I
where
Like
I learned
Me.
it. Yeah.
And it's like, you want to talk about a tearjerker, and especially with the way she talked about him.
That's a good one to watch,
and the
honestly.
fact that, now we've lost her, and I mean, you think about all the people from that era of comedy who we've lost in the past several years, and I'm just sitting there going, I need every guardian angel to be protecting Eugene Levy right now.
Oh boy, yeah.
Well, he's been cloned. Have you seen his son?
Yes, yeah.
We've all seen him, but let's face it, he's a clone.
And Dan's an amazing actor, writer, director, everything. Yeah.
But what you learned about in that documentary, Brandon, was that anything you see with Catherine O'Hara and John Candy was pretty much improvised.
It's all improv, yeah.
That polka, and then way when they're driving in the truck, they showed all these. They said you two talk, and they basically winged almost everything.
Come on, if you're Chris Columbus and you can sit down and watch the two of them talk, wouldn't you put every bit of it on? To camera as if it's your job, but you're just really listening to stories.
And obviously their friendship from Second City came into play, and their improv abilities, because I don't know I'm sure there was a lot of improv going on in Second City. Yeah. Sometimes you watch that show, it didn't have you could tell. Sometimes they were just winging it.
Here's the thing about it.
There wasn't a script one they followed the entire time they existed.
Here's the thing, and we've said this many times. Sometimes you just got to go out there and shoot from the hip, because everything, if it looks too polished, you lose the humor.
Yeah. So Catherine O'Hara, there's going to be a lot. I'm sure a lot of people are going to be paying tribute. I expect the documentary. But Brandon, you're right. That documentary, I think it's on Prime. It's called I Like Me. It's about John Candy. It's really good.
It's really good.
A lot of people are in there too.
And then yesterday morning, we lost Grady Desmond Wilson, who played Lamont on Sanford and Son. And
I asked you, Brent, I said, well, what he didn't do a lot of other roles, but you said he still was in show business, right?
Well, it's like, if I'm correct, and I may not be, I think he went into more doing behind the scenes production.
Okay.
Like,
I thought he did some writing too.
he may have.
Yeah.
Again, I didn't have as much time to prepare for this one as, I mean, I've had, a couple of days with Catherine, but this one, it hit me because it's like me and my cousin Wally used to we loved Sanford and Son. We talked about it, we joked around and we watched it all the time. And I mean, two suburban white kids falling in love with the idea of running a junk shop thanks to Red Fox. And when I think about all the geeky, nerdy stuff, I could totally run a junk shop.
Yeah. It's funny though, that show shouldn't have worked because the set's kind of depressing. They're always struggling for money,
but
they're always broke. But yet that show worked. And if you think about it, wasn't the entire show basically the living room, the kitchen, and the front yard? I mean,
and I know it went for several years afterwards. But when Lamont was not a part of the cast anymore, when the dynamic between Fred and Lamont was the reason you watched the show. Afterwards, the show was still funny, but it didn't have the heart that it had when it was the two of them. So, I mean, you got to give a lot of that up to Desmond Wilson, is that he was a major contributor to the heart of that show.
It's got to be hard playing the straight man, especially against somebody like Red Fox. Like, I just think of Abbott and Costello, but Bud Abbott was just as important to that act as Lou Costello. Yeah. I mean, it's hard being the straight man.
Well, you can't.
That's why Teller doesn't talk.
The constant punch of the comedian without the sparring partner to give it the setup, to give it the punch.
Right.
So that is why, every time he and his foil got together, start talking about the family. LaWanda Page, she and Fred would go at it, and and then, of course, poor Lamont was stuck in the middle of it.
Right. And the more normal he seems, the more extreme.
The better the show got.
All right. But so Catherine O'Hara and Grady Wilson, rest in peace.
You're listening to Geek Tank Radio on 98.1 The Max. The Muppets hate these guys. The Geek Patrol is back.
You did that on purpose, Max. Okay. And welcome back to Geek Tank Radio, everybody. I'm Joe Thorderson here with my friends Brandon Olmsted and Alan Gilbreth and our buddy Max over there behind the glass. You told me those rejoinders come up randomly and you have no control over them.
Well,
you were okay.
I juked the stats cupcake.
All right. So Brandon, you just showed me. Now, literally, we got that's a deep cut from The Simpsons. You don't remember that quote?
That's The Office.
Or The Office. Okay.
It's all good.
Whatever. Hey, Brandon, literally, this is great. Talk about a hot take. I just saw the trailer for the new Muppet. Well, we're calling it the new Muppet Show that's coming out. Sure looks a lot like the old Muppet Show, which is, God, you're excited, aren't you?
No, not me, not at all. I don't have, the actual original movie and, DVD.
Alan is such a nerd.
What is it about that? Because the Muppet, I don't know, man. Like
there's just something about the Muppets, man. I can't describe it, and it's making me speechless. So how does that happen?
I got a question for you guys though, because Seth Rogen's doing this. My reaction, my inclination is that Seth Rogen gets on my nerves and I generally don't like him. But now my question is, how much is he behind the scenes doing stuff that I actually probably like some of what he does, but on camera he just bugs me. I don't know.
He is definitely a force to be reckoned with behind the scenes.
Okay.
And yeah, I know he always plays a character that you're just like, I can take in small doses when he's on camera.
It's like Michael Cera. Every time I see him, I want to punch him in the face.
Yeah.
That's because
there's some people that are like
a punchable face.
That's because I was going to say that's just because he has a punchable face.
Right. But hey, like you said, he's not changing the formula as far as I could tell. As a matter of fact, everything those two guys up in the balcony said was almost
Waldorf
exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Now,
Joe, you and I are starting to look like Waldorf and Statler.
And sound like them.
questions arise. Is this going to be like the idea of the resurrection of the Animaniacs, where it's like, all right, we're all excited about it, but then the whole kind of luster of it fizzles off?
Did we get as excited about the Animaniacs, though, Max?
I don't know. The Animaniacs had two relatively fun, seasons in it. Their Renaissance or their reboot. Their reboot. But you go back and because of what you see in the new one, you go back and you watch some of the old stuff. It's not as great, but because we watch it through nostalgia lenses, everything hits. There's a lot of fun in Animaniacs, but I will still guarantee you only about 30% of it still hits now. So if they kept the same humor, which they did, I think it just didn't hit with a modern audience. I felt the same way with the King of the Hill reboot. Is like there's a lot of the same type of humor, but watching King of the Hill originally was, I was giggling, like a school child, and now I was like going, man, I understand that.
Is the beauty
this is bad.
Is the beauty of certain shows is that they're meant to die?
I see what you're saying.
I would say,
because I don't think the Animaniacs coming back helped their cause at all.
I will say that there is a lot there where things are a product of their time and they don't really fit outside of it. But meanwhile, I think going back to the formula of the variety show style with the Muppets still works with a modern audience. You just have to make sure that your humor skews more towards what a modern audience would want without alienating the people who are coming back for that nostalgia hit. And Beavis and Butthead did it. When they brought Beavis and Butthead back on Comedy Central a couple of years ago, they've done 3 seasons. They managed to take that same irreverent stupidity and charm. Yes, that show had charm, and they were able to modernize it without losing what makes Beavis and Butthead. And then, of course, they also gave you, visions of Beavis and Butthead as middle-aged men who are, they say middle-aged, but they're old. I mean, there's a moment where Beavis goes to the pharmacy, gets his prescription, turns into Cornholio, steals a riding cart from the thing, and goes flying down the highway with burning toilet paper as he's lost his mind again.
Okay, all right.
Well, the cool thing with the Muppet Show was it was always a look behind the curtain.
Right.
And that was the whole point.
That is
in a theater.
I always like that.
They're in the curtain. There's the grumpy old guys in the box. We're trying to put on a show. And then you get your topical guest. And they're going to start out with, let's face it, this is a big gun. They're going to start off with Sabrina Carpenter.
It's true.
They're going to get only A-list celebrities on this, right?
But she's pretty close to being a Muppet herself, as it is.
It's true. And this one, it's a special, it's a one-off, but Disney has said, hey, if people want it, we'll do more. Which I always love it when they go, all right, if it's a hit, we'll put more money into it. As long as they don't lose, again, the charm of what it is. And I believe that Seth just did a show called The Studio I want to say it was for Apple TV, or it may have been MGM TV. One of those streaming services that has the higher end shows. And it's really good as another behind the scenes look at Hollywood. And it almost feels like he was just prepping.
I like this too. Now that you're saying that, because I think the way they're doing this, for one thing, it's funny. They at the end of the thing, they were pretty frank. They're like, "Well, we're doing it because we're broke." Yeah, and if it ain't broke, good,
no, that's why they're doing it, because it's broke.
But if it's good, we'll get more, which is like merit-based entertainment. I wish we had more of that. I don't. I think
honestly, I think you're right with that, Joe. Is that we do need? Remember back in the day when you would get the Sunday night movie, and it's this 2-hour espionage thing, or two ex-lovers that come together to solve crime, blah blah blah. And if it hit and people loved it, later on you would get a series it's like, all right, we got a season of this, we got a season of that, and it all stemmed for those 2-hour pilots that were made for like ABC and NBC.
Kind of makes me think of Frasier, the fact that maybe he hit, and so he maybe got his own show.
Yeah, Frasier was totally because of merit. I mean, it was like people didn't want Cheers to end, so give us something else. So, and I love the fact that in this trailer too, I didn't see one smartphone or iPad or anything. It was just all original.
I will almost guarantee you, at some point, Scooter will be walking around and he'll have an iPad instead of his clipboard. But you'll never see it as anything other than him using it as a clipboard.
Okay. Well, we're going to follow it with great interest.
You're listening to Geek Tank Radio on 98.1 The Max. The Geek Patrol is back.
Also, they told me you guys look like dorks.
They look like dorks. Oh, I'm gonna. Oh, boy.
And welcome back to Geek Tank Radio, everybody. I'm Joe Thorderson here with my friends Brandon Olmsted and Alan Gilbreth and our buddy Max over there behind the glass. And we're just kind of moving along. We were talking about the Muppets. We were paying tribute to Catherine O'Hara and Grady Wilson, who we lost this week. And Brandon, there's more news, though. A trailer dropped.
Yes. Pure nostalgia, lots of fan service, and that would be the Masters of the Universe trailer, which is, oh my God.
He-Man. Oh, gosh. I guess I was at the wrong era because I think He-Man came out when I was about 14, and I was already too old and too cool for that. I always
never
just thought
too
He-Man
cool for
was just
anything,
a
Joe.
dork. But although I did watch the Dolph Lundgren He-Man movie when it came out.
I'm sorry.
That was pretty funny, but okay. But what do we got here?
Okay, so we've got a
another try at it.
It's been a long road to get this movie made. There have been multiple people who've been attached and dropped out, and things went wrong, and then studios would lose the licensing right. And I think at this point, I don't even know who's got the licensing, but I think they finally nailed it. I think it's we've got a movie. It's coming out June 5th. It is prepared for. It is a nostalgia bait.
Well, they're doing the same thing, not the same, but they're doing a similar thing where it's not totally taking place in the He-Man, whatever you want to call it, Eternia. It's on Earth as well, just like they did in the Dolph Lundgren thing, right?
you know the reason behind that, right?
No, probably
all
budget,
right, so,
right?
No. Queen Marlena, Adam's mother. And for those of you who don't know, Adam is He-Man. But Queen Marlena's from Earth. She was an astronaut She was in a singular piloted vehicle. She was exploring something, and she was sucked into a vortex that deposited her in Eternia. Well, in this movie, in order to protect Adam from the forces, Skeletor and the forces of the Horde, he has been sent to Earth as a child. It's not like we end up on Earth because we're trying to hide the cosmic key and what the hell is a Wildor? That those of us who were children watching He-Man got when we saw the Dolph Lundgren movie. And
is this the Harry Potter reasoning of sending him off to live with Aunt Petunia and everything?
Kind of the same situation.
They just didn't stick him under the stairs.
Yeah.
He got a subscription to the gym,
but he knew there was something different about him.
The thing about Adam is he knows that he is from Eternia. He knows who he is.
Wait, does he? Because in the trailer, it doesn't look like it.
No, he knows.
There's a reason why he is sketching. He sketches out the sword and he puts it online because he's trying to find his sword, which will open up a way to get back home.
Well, that'd be frustrating. So growing up your whole life, you're basically just
that
watching the clock.
You're more than what we've got plenty of stories where the kid thinks they're more than what they are. And a lot of times it happens. And then you've got the kids who don't think they're anything, and they end up being a Jedi Master who eventually, tries to kill their nephew.
Right.
Sorry, I just like to trigger Joe a little bit.
Yeah.
But, because we know that, it's like we got Idris Elba who's playing Duncan, Man-at-Arms.
There we go. Let's talk about this cast. Skeletor. Interesting casting.
Jared Leto, if he poisons this movie and it tanks, I'm going to blame him specifically, and I might start
However, he might pull it off.
Well, I mean, he is playing a character that you're not supposed to like at all. You're supposed to hate this character with a fiery passion.
That's what I mean.
So it may make it, well.
Is he going to go method and like he did with the Joker and just be a total jerk on set?
Well, the thing is, I haven't heard any bad things about it, but I think that's because he may only be doing the voice of Skeletor.
Oh, we're not getting a CGI.
No. It's a full. I mean, there's a lot of CGI in this. Cringer and Battlecat are definitely CGI, but Skeletor seems to be more practical effects.
Yeah, but in the '87 Dolph Lundgren one, I forgot the actor's name.
Frank Langella.
He gave the best performance in the whole thing as far as drama and everything, and he was covered in a rubber face.
Yeah, I was gonna say, let's be honest, it wasn't a high bar to.
Yeah,
he beat Dolph Lundgren.
I do have to ask Brandon one question.
Okay.
Is it now a zoning law that Morena Baccarin has to be in every fantasy movie?
If I had my way, yes.
Okay, just checking because she's there. The fact that Idris Elba is in this,
that has some credibility there.
He was also in Cats the movie, but
okay.
So was everybody else in that disaster. But now I'm looking at the cast and I'm going, okay, you got Camila Mendez, you got Allison Brie standing there.
Dude,
you got Idris. I mean, you got some talent.
This is all going to be worth it for the moment that Tila and Evil Lynn just go to town on one another, because Allison Brie and
Camila are both
Camila
good
Mendez,
at this.
It's like, first of all, you're going to have I'm going to see Community versus Riverdale the entire time. It's just how it's going to happen. But yeah, I'm like super jazzed about it. It may be a total bomb. It could suck hard.
My question is how are they going to separate this from the rest of the pack? Because my one criticism was when I watched the trailer is it looked like just another Marvel movie formula where it's like, oh, let's throw in the sarcastic quip and everything. Let's throw in the colorful cast and everything.
I'm going to put this out to you, Max, and I know that you and your Japanese philosophy don't seem to get this. There's only 7 stories in the entire history of the universe, and it's all based on whether or not you put something funny to it. So everything at this point, we've seen so much, it all looks the same. It's all going to be in the heart, which you're never going to get until you actually sit down and watch it. Now, you have a much wider variety when it comes to the cinephile stuff, because the things you watched were cultured. The things we're getting nowadays, I'm sorry, they're not cultured. They're not cultured at all.
I do.
But you're right in your criticism there. Is because it does look like a Guardians of the Galaxy movie.
Well, I've got a slight bit of hope on this because of one of the producers. I do like Jason Blumenthal.
Well, I mean, he puts his name behind movies that usually are pretty good.
Yeah, that's kind of like I'm looking at that and going, all right, you got a little talent, got a little production.
They
had a budget.
But until I see Orko, I can't make a full decision on whether or not I'm going to go from cautiously optimistic to optimistic.
I'm just worried about He-Man getting $200 million. You know what I mean?
And if this movie has the power, do you think they're going to make a She-Ra?
I don't think so, because right now, after the Netflix series and all, they're kind of held in 2 different licenses.
Because She-Ra was actually really good.
All right. Well, we'll continue to watch this with great interest.
You're listening to Geek Tank Radio on 98.1 The Max. The Geek Patrol is back.
Drop the robot.
And welcome back to Geek Tank Radio, everybody. I'm Joe Thorderson here with my friends Brandon Olmsted and Alan Gilbreth and our buddy Max over there behind the glass. And, okay, let's just be honest, you guys. When it comes to winter weather, we're kind of babies out here. Of course, I've softened up. I mean, I grew up in Chicago, so I got 5 months of this stuff. But honestly, the whole country, more or less, at least this part of the country, has been blanketed in snow and ice, and there's people stuck at home, and it can get that seasonal affective kind of feeling. And I was going to ask you guys, what is sort of a go-to for you, like as far as a show or a movie or something that kind of helps get you out of that? Like if you're stuck at home and you're like, I need something to pick me up.
Well,
I have a couple, but
with me, and I'm guessing with Alan, I'm going to tell you it's going to start with a meal.
Okay, so you're making this a full comprehensive thing.
Right,
so it's got to be the right kind of food to go with it.
I always like, especially as long as I have the ingredients on hand, I always like to do a chicken and dumplings or a loaded potato soup. Because you've got to have something warm for your innards as well.
Okay.
Not just your soul, but the body. And then I like to sit back and honestly, we did. I think we were in the middle of watching Falling Skies.
Falling
So
Skies.
we had to finish it before we could do anything else.
What is that one? Is that
So
the one where
Falling
the moon hits the earth?
No, Falling Skies is a series, Noah Wiley, where aliens invade, and it's the human race trying to take back the Earth.
Okay. It sounds real cheerful to me.
No, but that was the thing. So I'm saying this time around we didn't go for what our normal stuff is, but once you're stuck in the house, it's always best to go for something lighthearted and fun that has absolutely no snow in it.
That bingo. That's what I was
Snowpiercer.
Yeah. I mean, exactly. I don't want to watch anything.
You're not going to throw John Carpenter's The Thing on?
Oh, God, no.
Yeah. So, or anything claustrophobic. No prison movies, nothing. Because I do feel claustrophobic when you're stuck at home like that.
And I don't know if it happens to you guys the same way it happens with us. If we don't at least go outside for a little while, no matter how frozen we are when we come back in the house.
Yeah.
You start, the lethargy sets in, your head starts to hurt, your body just feels sore, and it's like, I didn't do anything. Why am I sore? I mean, I have an excuse this year. I actually fell on the ice for once. I'm usually so much better,
don't do that.
I haven't slipped yet, but okay. Well, let me throw mine at mine. Hands down it's either Ocean's 11 or Ocean's 13. I don't like the second one as much, but I'd say Ocean's 11. It's I don't know why those movies they're just fun. They're in a desert. It's sunny.
Well, that's always good. But heist movies are really good. I mean, I know that we talk about, oh my God, I've never seen it like this. No, guys, at least since COVID, you have seen it in this area every year.
Yeah, we get this all the time.
And people always act like they've never seen anything like this before. And yeah, we have. But the last time it was oh God, it slipped my brain now, but it was a heist movie. Army of the Dead.
What's that?
It had a sequel. But Army of Thieves, that's what it was, which was actually a prequel, but it's a Zack Snyder movie. Now, Army of the Dead had Dave Bautista and a group of mercenaries basically going into Las Vegas to they had a mission to steal a bunch of stuff. In this one, you've got it's the main thief, the safecracker from that, and he's got a different crew, and this happened beforehand. And that's what we watched. But I mean, it's exciting things like that. I like Fast and Furious movies, like when I can't leave the house.
Yeah.
Or the Tim Burton Batman quadrilogy. I will watch all four of them, and I will even watch.
He doesn't have four.
Tim Burton?
Yeah.
Batman Returns, Batman Forever, Batman and Robin. That's four movies, Joe.
That's not Tim Burton.
Yes.
What's his?
No, that is the name. That is that set. Tim Burton is the managing. He's the managing producer.
Okay.
He's the managing producer on all four of those movies.
You notice he never gets Joel Schumacher gets all the credit for those.
Oh, no. He gets no. Schumacher's not even to blame for those. Warner Brothers is to blame for those. Because Warner Brothers made the decision they wanted to go campier in the third and fourth movie. Schumacher, because if you've ever seen any of other Schumacher, if you ever see any other Schumacher movies, they're gritty. They're goth.
He made St. Elmo's Fire, right?
He also made The Lost Boys.
Okay, so I got to give him credit on there. So maybe he just needs to stay clear of Batman.
When it's one of those things. Our buddy Dean Zachary would come in and tell you when you've got a movie by committee, and they wanted to go more campy because it would sell more toys.
Yeah. Max, I know you don't watch a lot of stuff, but is there anything that picks you up when you feel trapped?
I don't. I think I'm a bad example for that because I would have watched something that reflects the nature of what's going on outside.
You'd probably watch something in the cold.
I rewatched the Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein with one of my buddies when it was cold outside.
So Max doesn't count as a normal person.
Max will sit down and watch like the Ice Storm or whatever that Billy Bob Thornton, John Cusack movie was where they find the plane in the snow with the money.
I also watched Kurosawa's film Dearsu Uzala, which
Yeah.
is all about the cold.
All in the cold.
You know,
so.
you know what we should do before it thaws out? We should all get together and watch Hundreds of Beavers because I've got a copy of that.
Oh, I've heard that's good. But
That's hilarious.
No, it's not good.
It's
Alan,
not good.
do you-
but
It's
hilarious.
funny. It's not good.
Alan, do you have anything that you that's a go-to? You and Max don't really count as normal people, though.
No, we don't. But
I mean-
I do have my
Alan's
guilty
getting more
pleasure.
normal.
My
Okay.
guilty pleasure is
Please don't say cats.
no.
Okay, good.
I don't even like those things.
Okay.
And they fry terribly.
Okay.
So, what I like are expedition stuff. I want to go see some lost something, and my favorite
Like a
presenter-
documentary.
Well, my favorite presenter is gonna be like Josh Gates, who explores badly.
Oh God.
So do you need him going to
So-
a warm place? Is that what you're looking
Just
for?
wherever
no.
he goes, it's usually he's like an everyday guy
Yeah.
going on an expedition.
He's a fun
He
dude.
is not
I would-
Indiana Jones.
I would
Okay.
love to bring Josh Gates to Memphis for a convention.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, Destination Truth was one of my favorite shows. Expedition Unknown is really good. His Expedition Files is good. I don't like Expedition X because he's there by himself. I mean, he's
Yeah.
not with them. It's like he narrates.
need
Okay.
people.
Well, whatever you do, stay warm and enjoy your entertainment. But you guys, we got to get out of here. The show's over. So until next week, we are the Geek Patrol, and I am Joe Thorderson.
I'm Alan Gilbreth.
I'm Maximilian.
And I am Brandon Olmstead reminding you, get an electric shovel. They're way better than the regular kind.
Geek Tank Radio on 98.1 The Max.
We're nerding out at 9, and Brandon, I have questions. You sent me a picture, and I have questions for you, sir.
Okay.
Wasn't
shoot.
it like 12 degrees last night?
12 degrees with a negative wind chill factor of, I think, -7, -6, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So,
So
you got some
Okay,
explaining
all right.
to do.
So this gentleman, clad in his yellow ski coat and gloves,
Yeah,
and his
yeah.
goggles and everything else, decided that Court Street up here at Court and Front is the perfect place to go sledding. I guess this was about 5:30 this morning,
About
6:30,
5 o'clock in
6
the
o'clock.
morning.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay.
And so I mean, I see him in. He's got his camera out. He's definitely talking to himself on the camera like he's live streaming. Then he puts his camera away, puts on his gloves, attaches a GoPro, and jumps on his sled and heads headfirst down Court Street. And you can watch him pick up speed as of course, my day job, which is a night job, is surveillance.
Right.
And
right.
he is flying down Court Street at such a pop that eventually he gets to a point where he gets ahead of my camera work and he vanishes. I don't see him again. Fast forward to about 8 o'clock this morning, I'm headed home. And he's dragging his sled back up Court Street, got the biggest grin on his face, very proud of himself. And I can't help but say that this man is Memphis's snowpocalypse hero.
So he's taking lemons and making lemonade.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I can only guess it because it's been, there's like a good hour and a half since the last time I saw him that he made it down to Riverside, hit something, knocked himself out in the snow, and has just woken back up to bring himself back up to the top of the sled.
Yeah, you're leaving something out. Brandon, he's going across a road when he lands.
Yeah.
Well, he's skiing down or he's sledding
He
down
went
a road.
across several roads and railway tracks.
Well,
And
I mean,
it's got a pretty serious slope to it, too. I mean, he's probably getting a lot of speed
Oh,
built
yeah,
up.
he is. And
And if he goes too far, he's going to go in the river.
hey, man,
I mean,
He might have made it halfway to Arkansas.
Those
We
are
don't
the
know.
risks you take when you are, you're going for greatness.
you got to suffer for your art.
Haven't you always said favor? What was it?
Fate favors the bold.
Favors the bold. He was bold. I don't know what his favor was, other than maybe a little bit of frostbite.
Well, he cannot possibly be from here because that is like a real sled.
It's a real sled. It's totally Rosebud, man. I'm just sitting there.
That is not some little, I ordered this from XYZ toboggan thing. This has got like this.
It's got the rails on
handles.
it. It's got the handles with the steering mechanism on the front. It's just,
This is like a serious sled.
right.
Like, I've been somewhere where I can slide down ice before.
Yeah, his wife laughed at him when they moved from New England and he brought the sled. And he's like, he's getting the last laugh now.
She was very much like, you should have just put that in the yard sale. And he's like, no.
I'm hanging on to it. It's mine. And, now I'm sure out there somewhere on YouTube land is a guy doing 30 miles an hour down Court Street on a sled.
So I'm just putting it out there, dude. If you're listening to 98.1 The Max, we commend you.
We salute.
And we need that footage.
Geek Tank Radio on 98.1 The Max.
We are Nerd at 9, and Brandon, have I got something for you?
I'm kind of scared.
You should be. You should be.
All right.
The Oreo cookie company is well known for, different stuff.
Yeah. I think I know where you're going with this one.
They've come up with Pop Rocks, the cookie.
Yeah.
They've come up with multiple flavors around the world.
True.
And you just haven't lived until you've had a couple of Japanese cookies.
That's true of any kind of Japanese snack, though.
Well, they're getting ready to nerd out.
Are you hitting me with the full-fledged Marvel 52 separate different cookies with the cream that changes color?
You've got it right there.
Yes.
That was a pretty good guess, Brandon. You just came up with that out of nowhere.
No, I've seen the advertising hitting Instagram lately, and when Alan started talking about Oreo and he talked about them nerding out, it's like, yeah, dude, Marvel and Oreo have a massive collaboration coming out, and it's gonna be crazy.
My question is what's the fallout? What does that look like when it's digested?
Max, you always go.
Hey, can we leave the toilet humor over on Tool Talk?
Gosh,
this is nerding at 9.
I was just thinking about like all the chemicals you're ingesting from this thing. It's like
the colors.
Well, it is definitely Oreo. What is it? The Marvel Oreo Stuff of Legends cookies.
Yes.
Does it taste the same?
Yeah,
Okay.
The flavoring doesn't change. It's just this is a regular flavored Oreo, but the cream has a color altering element to it.
I don't like the idea of my Oreo being alive.
Dude, you didn't realize that the cream in Oreo was a living bioweapon?
Oh, yeah.
Are they double stuff? Or are they...
well, let's see. They're going to be
30, only
the Hulks one.
Only the Hulk.
32 uniquely embossed characters for your collecting pleasure.
Yeah.
I want to know how you collect these.
All right,
how long can you...
Here, I want to go ahead and put this out there. I mean, we've seen the branded Coke cans from Jurassic Park or Marvel or whatever, and those can go on your shelf and be fine. Why are you going to try and... I mean, because they did it with the Star Wars stuff last year. Why are you going to buy a package of Oreos and not eat them? That's just ridiculous.
It's not going to happen.
And what do they look like in 40 years when you hand them off to your kids? And they're
going to look like really dry little Oreos.
Yeah.
However, only 3 of the 4 collections are going to hit the stores.
Well, good. So you got to order the rest? Or?
The 4th one is being held hostage by the Marvel villains.
You've got to win them.
Okay.
And you've got to go through the QR code to win your 4th packet of Oreo cookies.
See,
I got a lot of questions. Right. Who is the target customer here? Because I don't.
Here, before you get into that, Joe,
that's nuts.
I'm going to stop this. There are a lot of. We as nerds and geeks have a problem with collecting. We're not quite hoarders necessarily, because a lot of us will only collect until we have no space left. Then we'll go and buy more space because we need. We won't hoard it because we need to be able to see it all. It has to be spread out.
Right.
But when you've got Oreos, your target demographic is a dude and his kids, or a mom and her kids, who just need a nice tall glass of milk, a handful of Oreos, and a moment. I don't need these special Oreos. Now, I say that, but I bought the Star Wars one. I ate them. I will buy the Marvel ones. I'm going to eat them. I bought the NASA ones. All of these, different Oreos. Now, I'm not a big fan of the flavored Oreos myself because, but I will
they got a little weird.
I will subject others to them. But, guys, can we stop collecting packages of food that is not going to be open? Don't we waste enough already?
Good point, man. Yeah, and we don't need any more pineapple Oreos or any of that stuff. So,
No.
but yeah,
Pineapple goes in your drink.
You might not.
In your. No, I'm with Joe on this for once.
I have a show about weird stuff.
Okay, well, I think Oreo needs to just stop it.